of Division 1 here in the Outer East. Up it goes. Aldridge went early, but it's Nye who almost grabs it from ground level, but then it's picked up beautifully on that occasion by Baker, who gets Warburton Millgrove moving forward, lost control of the ball, and then eventually he does get the ball inside forward 50 for the Kookaburras. Oh, Mark was nearly taken there, just couldn't quite stick it in the end, and eventually Sonny Sanagar happy to rush the ball over, and just like that, Warburton Millgrove already on the board with a minor score. So rushed over early days, and wasting no time, score turn over the long kick, finds Bernardo.
Your mate.
Hit, there we go, up the line, finds Aloy, couldn't quite stick the mark. But he has paid a free kick there for a bit of a chop of the arm. So Dominic Aloy has Bernardo further afield once again, looks further and then decides to go short to Roduggan. So Roduggan, Broadway provides a lead and he honours it too. So Dylan Broadway, so slow methodical build up at the moment for the Blues. Might retreat back to Sanagar, and no, he decides to go even further back to centre half back, and good bit of vision in the end, finds Nolan. Nolan decides to go through the middle of the ground and does well to Benninger. Can he get it under his control? Yes, he can, but a good bit of pressure applied there from Tom Barr, but eventually they get the ball moving forward. Scortino did really well. That was Jai to Bailey. Bailey decides to go back to Jai, who chips it across once again. That's a good kick, and here is Broadway who's involved. Once more, he gets the ball moving to half forward. Good kick, good bit of vision. Now they can go inside forward 50. Well done by Dickinson, and he's found Aloy. About 35 out on a 45-degree angle, and this is the first shot for the preliminary final. Well, the first at least kick at goal. So Dominic Aloy to get the Blues off to a good start. There is a slight breeze once again going to the Gembrook end of the ground. Not quite as potent as it was last week, but certainly you'd still think that would be the scoring end. So this will be a very good start for the Blues. They can get one against the wind. In comes Aloy. Pushes it across the face. And it's through for a minor score. So scores level early days in the preliminary final. One behind a piece. A rush behind for Warby. And one off the boot there for Seville.
So Warby to bring the ball back into play here. And they kick it out for the back line, bringing it into play now. A subtle approach, as we mentioned before. They're both teams looking to build the play up very slowly. Henry goes wide. Finds Barr, who plays on. Then decides to bring it back in ball, but he's turned it over, finding Myers. So Seville can go on the counter-attack here if they can get clean possession, but it's Warburton Millgrove who get the clearing kick through. Henry gathering the ball there. Now that's right on the other end of the ground. Couple of tackles being laid there. Barr goes in. They appeal for a high contact free kick, but it's actually going to be the opposite. It's going to be holding the ball, so it's going to go the way of Seville here. So look to pounce off half back. Assessing the options. Umpire's told him to play on, so let's go long down the line. Can Amar be taken? Good bit of work there in the front position. It was. Now, we a boundary from the two rows to go at it, as Aidan mentioned earlier. Be an interesting battle, this one with Nye and Aldridge. Ball being thrown up here. No ruck really got the tap of that and getting the clearing kick away. There was Myers. Bit up and under the ball to centre half forward. Can Amar be taken? No, it can't. Warburton and Millgrove look to retreat, and they've done that well. And find McHale. They immediately play on and bring it on the wing. Was that a push after the kick? It doesn't matter because it's a great kick, but no, it's been fumbled. Matter of fact, going back and applying the pressure after his fumble was Lockie Hewitt. Looks to get the handball over to Humphrey. O'Keefe does really well, who puts a kick over there, and he's found Broadway at half forward. So Broadway can assess his options, looking to build the ball back inside 50. He's told to play on, so Broadway goes for the big kick to the hot spot. Can it might be taken out the back? No, it can't. Ball's in the bottom of the pack. It's going to be a high contact free kick, and it is going to go the way of Warburton and Millgrove.
So good stuff there for the Warby defence. They hold up early days. How do they exit out of this defensive 50? They just go across goal for the moment. Option up the line works out to Baker. Baker in no real rush for the moment. Plenty of options long down the line. Decides to just go back inboard momentarily. That kick works out okay. So not really too sure where to go. Eventually they do go long down the line on this occasion. Providing a lead here is Westlake, who couldn't quite take the mark. It goes over his head, and it will be thrown back into play right in front of our broadcast position here at Woori Alec. So once again we'll get a good look at this ruck battle between Deng Nye and Nelson Aldridge. Between the star rucks of the competition. So both ruckmen really allowing for this win. You see where the boundary umpire's position and where the ruckmen are standing. Eventually they do come across the wind. Probably not as strong as I thought it was going to be. Henry collects it beautifully. Now Warbury away. Long kick to about half forward. No mark will be taken. Humphrey was in the air. Here's Lockie Hewitt as well in a one-on-one up against Saniger. Hewitt did well. Kept the ball in play. Centred it beautifully. Elliott might be a chance. So too for Ruger. Gets around one. Handball comes back inboard. Saniger's there. Do they rush it over? They're in all sorts of trouble here, Seville. Eventually they get the ball moving away. A couple of nervous moments and Bernardo can get the moving out of defence. Does well to find Dickinson. Dickinson takes on a couple. Then comes backwards with a handball. Long kick down the line's a good one. Here is Robinson, who had plenty of heat coming the other way from Walker. But he did well, Robinson. Stood firm and took the mark. Icone provides an option on the outer side, but the handball comes across to Broadway. Broadway just chips it down the line. No mark can be taken by Morrison. Elides did well at ground level. Gets it moving on the left boot. High up and under ball. Can a mark be taken? No, it's over the head of Ben Pretty. Here is Roduggan. Can he get it under his control? No, he couldn't. Turned it over straight away. And the ball moves back. And once again, Elides cuts across. Pressure being provided here from Tom Maher. And the ball goes out of play. And it will be another boundary throw-in. So frantic stuff so far in the preliminary final. Aldridge once again up against Ding Nye in the ruck. Up it goes. Nye with front position, but it's Aldridge who's going to tap it over the back, but Bernardo sharked it beautifully. Looks to go back to Broadway. Bit of a wobbly bounce. Was there a hold there? No. Hewitt tries to paddle in front of himself. It wasn't Hewitt, sorry. In fact, it was Sharp, and he takes Roduggan over the line, and it will be thrown back into play.
So pretty even battle so far. And as you said, it's going to be an interesting battle between these two ruckmen. It's been pretty even around the ground and the two ruckmen as well. So it might be a deciding factor in the game as they're made to work with this throwing. Knight probably got a little fingertip down there. Getting after it was Myers. Got a handball out by Henry. Got uneven. Aldridge gets involved after the ruck contest. Getting a clearing kick down there was McHale. Now it's deep inside the forward 50. Been mopping it up is O'Neill for Seville. He goes wide, but I think he's put that out of bounds on the full. And yes, he has. So they'll have a chance to reset. Warburton Millgrove just send it back inside forward 50 through Liam Westlake. Westlake goes short, sees something he's like, doesn't quite make the kick and looks to come to apply the pressure again. Seville look to retrieve through Lacone. Now they have it here. Henry, was he taken high at the last second? Yes, he was. Umpire saw that at the last second. So Henry at half forward look to bring the ball. He goes even laterally. It's a nice kick to Walker. He's got it up the ground from half back. So now Walker pushes off his mark. Good user of the footy. Almost looks like he's backing himself in for a shot, Aiden.
Yeah. There's still a little bit of breeze going to that end. Not quite, as I said, not quite as strong as what it was last week, but it is definitely going to be the scoring in the southern end or the Gembrook end of the ground.
Well, he'll kick this well behind the circle. So Walker comes in now. Big kick of the footy. Geez, it's good travel in the distance, all right. Just going to be a minor score, but he had the distance, no problem at all. So you can see the little breeze there. It's just going to play probably a little bit of a factor in the game. That they'll probably take note of that after that shot from Walker for going into later in this quarter. If it stays in the game too, they'll take that note that that's how far the ball is going to travel, Aiden.
Definitely.
So the ball to be brought back in through Seville. Seville go wide now. Put it up and under ball. Can a mark be taken out of the pack? And that's a really good mark, man. In fact, the umpire hasn't even paid it. I thought it was a really good mark taken by Sharp. But the umpire didn't agree. So the ball's going to be thrown back up. And it's going to be McMillan coming in the ruck for Seville now. Aldridge gets the tap over. But Myers mops it up and they link up for a couple of handballs. Nolan. Then Bernardo who gets the kick moving forward. Good contest made. Is a mark being taken? No, it hasn't. That was Jackson Lowe who made the good contest for Seville. And he goes in and gets it. He's going to get a high contact free kick too. So he'll grab it on the wing to look to send Seville moving forward. And he wastes no time. Plays on. Puts it inside forward 50. And there's a mark on the lead. Good bit of play from Seville there, end to end. And a mark is taken there by Ryan Farrow, who's a known goal kicker for Seville. So Farrow will line up. We'll kick this from about 40. Virtually directly in front. So it's going to be all about the accuracy. The distance shouldn't be a problem. Farrow comes in now to put the first goal on the board for the game. Farrow opens up the angle a little bit and kick is on its way. It's probably not going to quite make the distance. Can they get a mark on the line? No, and it's going to be rushed through for a minor score.
So scores level once again in the preliminary final. No goals to speak of yet. We're nearly 10 minutes into this first quarter. So now Warby's chance to bring the ball back into play. Two behinds apiece. So Walker looks to go long. And then eventually pulls the kick nicely to half-back. So good start so far. Long kick down the line on this occasion. It's over the head of a couple of players. Trying to get it under his control on the outer side there is Michael Brown, but he eventually escorts it over the boundary line and it will be thrown back into play on the outer side wing. So once again, Aldridge in the ruck. This time he's going to be up against number 4 there in Sean McMillan, who did all the rucking duties last week without Ding Nice. So up it goes McMillan with front position. It just evades both ruckmen though on this occasion. The boundary throw in. Plenty of numbers surround the ball. The umpire comes in and we'll have another stoppage on the wing. Outer side of the ground. This time it'll be a ball up. So once again, Aldridge up against McMillan. McMillan probably just got the better of that tap. Elides wins it at ground level, did well, got it away to Scortino, who gets the kick to half forward. No marker be taken though on that occasion. Slipped through the hands of Jack Lee, and now Seville might be away. They can go inside forward 50, up and under ball. Farrell will park himself underneath it and does it beautifully, protected the drop of the ball, and he'll get another look, Ryan Farrow. This time from in the pocket, much closer, but a tricky angle, so we'll see what he can do.
11 minutes gone in the first quarter yet to find a score.
That's it. So just 2 behind so far for both sides. No goals to speak of. So defensively, both teams doing quite well. Just haven't been able to quite capitalise when going into attack. So here comes Farrow and puts it across the face. So another behind. So Seville regain the lead, but just by a solitary point. Farrow unable to convert. So had a couple of lead changes already, just the 2 so far, but early days in the first quarter. So once again, it'll be Jack Lee this time to bring the ball back into play for the Kookaburras. Just got to wait for the ball to come back over the fence. So here it comes. So the huddle set up here for both teams. Lee opts to go to the outer side. Good kick in the end. Finds a teammate. Not really a lot to go to. Seville covering the ground pretty well. Eventually going out wide, but the kick on that occasion there was Westlake, but he's turned it over. Now they can go inside forward 50. Low with a good kick, and he finds Dickinson. Checks the kick on the left, but Henry did really well. He cut across and took the intercept mark. And now he decides to cut across. Not a bad looking kick, but it's a dangerous one to Faruga. And Seville have got numbers back here. He finds Saniga with a handball. Now a kick into the pocket. There's a pretty good looking one. Can Morrison hold it cleanly? No, he couldn't. And it will be a boundary throw in. There was an appeal-free juggling it over, and the boundary umpire did pay the boundary throw in, so I don't know what the argument's all about there. But anyway, another stoppage, so this time Lowe's going to go up in the ruck. So Aldridge has done all the work so far for Warby, and Seville have already had 3 different players go in there. Low to the front, but it was Aldridge who won it from the back. Here's Myers. Gets a handball back inboard. Saniga just couldn't quite control the bounce of the ball. Now doing really well there is Barnard. Looked for Iacano, but instead it fell into the lap there of, I think it was Sharp. They get a kick moving forward now to Warburton and Millgrove. Brown with an opportunity, but he lost control of the ball, and now Nolan can get them moving back the other way.
Nolan can move the ball through the centre of the ground. A little bit of slip from Lowe, but he managed to regather himself to take the mark. Is that 25 metres? No, he's told to push back off his mark. So look to link up through the handball here to Sanigar, who sends it inside forward 50. Can Amar be taken? Noah can't. Broadway goes in pursuit, but it's going to be helped over the boundary line for a boundary throw in inside the forward 50. So the 2 rucks will look to set up here. And the ball's thrown back into play now. Lowe probably got a better of the tap over Aldridge, and they look to link up through here. Warburton and Millgrove look to retreat, and they've done that really well for now. Marr gets a clearing kick down the line. Can Amar be taken out the back? And yes, it can, to Lacone. Icone. Now he brings it inside forward 50. It's a nice kick to O'Neill at centre half forward. He tries to give the handball over to Myers. Slight fumble, but he manages to regather it. But he's turned it over, and it's gone into the hands now of McHale. McHale, the outer side of the half-back line. McHale now assesses his options, doesn't know where to go, so he says, I'll just thump it on the boot and send it along down the line. And the fumble mark doing so. Humphrey might be able to find himself in there, but he's had a slight fumble and it's kicked off his boot, but they managed to gather it here now. Ward and Millgrove go inside, forward 50, but it's turned over. Now they bring it back in the middle to Seville. Can it might be paid to Jai Scoratino? Yes, it is. So Scoratino will look to come back in the middle, but the kick has missed McMillan. But they link up for a couple of handballs after regathering it. Iacano sends it to 450, but it's turned over there, marking it. Vice captain and Jack Lee. Lee goes laterally now Go for a bit of a run now. Warburton Millgrove thump it inside 450 to no one in particular, and they just put it out into space. It was a bit of a no-man's kick, Aiden. Chasing after it was Sanigar, but unable to get to it. So now in the forward 50 for Warburton Millgrove. See if they can make something from these stoppages. They're asking which two rucks want to go up at it. And they set up here. Ball getting ready to be thrown back into play. Just waiting for the ball to be brought back into play. And now it's brought back in. So two rucks go at it. When that tap down was Nolan for Seville. But it's going to be helped over, as we often see. Straight back to the boundary line.
So another boundary thrown on the outer side. 15 and a half minutes gone into this first quarter. Still no goal. 3 behinds to Seville, 2 behinds to Warburton and Millgrove. So it's a real gridlock at the moment, this game. Both sides definitely have had the ball down their end, had their chances, just haven't been able to capitalise just yet. So Nolan went up on the ruck that time. Came down to Hudson Sempler, Warburton and Millgrove. Kick inside forward, 50 and a mark is taken. Westlake on the end of it. And this is going to be a good look for Warburton and Millgrove. So young Liam Westlake, can he go back and kick truly and get Warby's first goal for the afternoon? 16 minutes have now gone and we still haven't seen a goal. Will we see one here? Real good opportunity this for the Kookaburras. Just to really spark some life into the game. In he comes. And he puts it away. First goal of the preliminary final. It took 16 and a half minutes, but Liam Westlake kicks truly, and Warburton and Millgrove have got their first on the board. 1-2-8 to 0-3. 3 behinds.
It's good to see the first goal on the board now. A bit of a back and forth game it was so far.
It was a bit of a game of tennis to start off there, Trent, but there we go, Liam Westlake. And just a bit of a rush kick out of the pack, but it worked out well. Westlake just got to the drop of the ball in time, and nice kick there as well. Kick truly. We wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So now how does Seville respond? So Deng Nye back into the ruck for the Blues on this occasion. Once again up against Aldridge. Aldridge tries to keep him out of it, but Nye eventually came around the side and won the tap. Here is Barr. Got a handball away to Henry. Gets the kick away just in time inside forward 50. Looking for Faruga, who might be able to get one out the back here, but the ball beats him to the boundary line. It'll be thrown back into play in the forward pocket. So once again another stoppage. Deep in Warby's half of the ground. So the Kookaburras just probably with a slight ascendancy at the moment. Pretty even contest, but they've obviously just got that advantage on the scoreboard. So it looks like Nolan might be doing the ruck duties, is it? Yes, it is. So Nolan up against Brown. Comes to ground level. Here is Faruga. Kept it in play. Swings back onto the right boot and misses. Would have been some goal if he could have kicked that, but just couldn't quite get the hook on it. And Faruga offline. So it's an even 1-goal margin. 1-3-9 it is. To just the 3 behinds. So once again, Jai Scortino with the kicking duties for Seville. Looks to come to the broadcast side of the ground and does well to find Coshett, who wants to hand back to Scortino. This time goes through the corridor. It's a good looking kick as Roduggan's out. He takes the mark. He wants to get it moving pretty quickly. Kicks around the body. Did that well. Aloy spilled the mark. He's called to go. And he's taken it a good tackle here by Barr. Sorry, it is in fact. The umpire comes in. And it will be a stoppage. So a bit disappointing there for the Blues. They were out, but the interesting decision to kick around the body there, and Aloy couldn't quite stick it, and up it goes once again. No ruck's able to get the tap. Here's Henry. Can he get the bounce of the ball to go his way? He can. Hands it off to Barr. Gets the kick away on the left. Goes inside forward 50, and the mark is taken. Here's Westlake once again. And he will back himself in with this breeze behind him.
One of the younger players out there too, Liam Westlake.
Yes, he is. He played in their under-18s flag 2 years ago, Trent. Along with likes of Bailey Humphrey, Paddy Horn, of course, no longer there anymore. Aiden Westlake not the side today. Hudson Semple was one of those as well, who's laid in as an emergency. So got plenty of young talent to go around. Do Warburton and Millgrove. So in comes Liam Westlake. Already got 1 goal in the afternoon so far. Can he make it 2? Distance not a problem. Yes, he most certainly can. He's got 2 goals in the afternoon, Liam Westlake. And Warby skip out to a 12-point margin. 2-3-15 to 3 behinds.
It's a good start here by Warburton Millgrove after, as we said, a game of back and forth and tennis starting to start the game, but they've managed to settle it with Liam Westlake kicking the 2 to start with, but they've started to settle the game, look to be a bit cleaner than Seville so far.
Just got a bit more direction. A bit of a disappointing one, Trent, that play where they got through the corridor, the drop mark from Aloy. They were definitely out inside forward 50 if they could have got that one over the back.
So the play to resume here. No wins the tap down. Can they make anything from this clearance, Seville? And it looks like they might be able to get out here, although it's a scrappy ball to be won. Out of the bottom of the pack, there's a whistle being blown. It's going to be an incorrect disposal and it's advantage, and it's going to go the way of Seville as they look to move forward inside forward 50. Can might be taken out the back. Walker flies, just manages to put it down, but goes back and gets it. Handballs and has his handball smothered. Now Seville can go. They get the handball over the top to Lowe. Lowe runs around, gets his handball away, but they've turned it over. McHale gets a kick out of halfback for now, but he's turned it over to him. They have a player out here if they can see him. They had one look at him and decided not to go to him. The player there in Dickinson. And still deciding where to go here. Myers has the ball in hand now. He goes into the pocket. Ooh. And it's missed the target, and it's going to go out of bounds for the boundary throw in. Inside the 450 for Seville though, so that's one good sign. See if they can make something from this contest. Low to go up for them against Aldridge. Ball thrown back in here again, made to work with the wind playing a factor, so Lowe beats him to the footy. A slight fumble though. Lowe's still there. Who can win the clean possession? A big tackle late on the boundary line there. How's the umpire going to see this one? They're going to ball this one up. Right on the boundary line in front of the bar on the other side. So ball thrown up to resume play now. Nye wins the tap down. Bernardo goes in and gets in, gives a handball over the top, finding Dickinson. Now they can go through here. They go up to in the forward 50. A nice mark out, taken out the back by Farrow, who's looked lively for them. 3 marks he's taken inside forward 50 so far today in the first quarter. Deserves a goal. He's looking like a real threat.
No, you're certainly right, Trent. He's definitely been the target so far.
Just about 22 minutes gone in this first quarter. 2-3, 15. Warburton Millgrove lead. Seville 3 behind. Can Farrow put their first goal on the board for Seville? He comes in. Kick looks pretty good. It's going to fade away the last minute to go through for a minor score. So unable to put the first goal on the board.
So Farrow unable to convert once again. So Walker once again with the kicking duties. And Ops just goes a little chip kick, and that works out okay to Aldridge. So not going to be too much longer left in this first quarter, and Warby definitely off to the better start, but you probably assume that Southern end's going to be the scoring end as the kick comes out wide from Aldridge. Didn't quite hit the target, but it worked out nonetheless. They can go through the outer side. Really good kick, and Elliott take the mark. No, he can't, but he did well to get it to ground level nonetheless. Now they can swing it inside forward 50. Dangerous times. Here is Bailey Humphrey. Can he get under his control? No, he can't. And Seville eventually get the ball away. Roe Duggan did well. Coshett sold the candy to one player. Then comes across. O'Keefe should be able to take this, and he does. He's playing up the ground today. Haven't seen him in the forward line just yet. Goes much longer this time and finds Broadway, and the Blues might be away here. Broadway has a bounce. Then he goes, oh, gee, didn't quite hit the kick. Low might be able to make it work at ground level. Oh, that's got to be kicking in danger. Yes, it was. Bit clumsy there from Jackson Lowe. There's a little bit of argy-bargy going on between the two sides at the moment. We've got a couple of Warby players remonstrating with the little swing of the leg there from Lowe. So eventually Warby end up with a free kick. Just forward a half back, and a little chip kick comes in. And Jack Lee's going to get a 25-metre penalty, and this could potentially bring him within range with the breeze behind him. No, probably not. Oh. Let's see what he does. No, I think he might be backing himself in. So it looks like Lee will have the shot at goal here. So man of the mark probably right on about 50 metres out. I think they're 45 arcs here at Woori. So Lee, pretty big kick required. Does the breeze help him? Long ball, just going to fall short it looks like. Eventually just bounces over the top and through for a behind. So 2-4-16 now are the Kookaburras. To Seville's 4 behinds. Lee just couldn't quite get that one on line. Scortino brings it back in for the Blues and does well to find Mize. He's got O'Keefe wide. Looks a little bit more inboard, and then eventually just chips it short, and that kick falls into the lap on that occasion. Well, it looks like Coshett, who comes out wide to Broadway. So Broadway just comes back inboard once again to Myers. Myers wants to come across but decides to go through the corridor. And again just short with the kick this occasion to Saniga. Saniga Goes to the outer side. Dangerous kick and doing really well on that occasion there was Walker. Slapped it in front of himself. Roduggan came across to apply some pressure and he's done pretty well here too. Roduggan ragdolls him. But then Warby still can get the ball moving forward. In comes Icone. He does well to take the intercept mark and he's away. Gets the handball across to Myers. He goes back to Icone, who goes for a bit of a run. This time he hands it off to Dickinson. Dickinson comes across and finds Broadway. He's got an overlap player there in Bernardo, but he decides to handball it back to Nolan. Nolan tries to take him on Hewitt.
He's got to be holding the ball.
Well in the umpire calls him to go. Broadway's got it again from Icone. Chips it across. Good kick. Did well enough, and Morrison can send Seville inside forward 50. Long ball, but the intercept mark is taken. Hudson Semple, or is it? No, it's Walker, in fact, parking himself underneath it. So start of the game well has Dylan Walker, and he can get Warby moving out of defence. And there's the siren, so that will be quarter time here in the preliminary final. Division 1 in the Outer East between Seville and Warburton and Millgrove and the Kookaburras. There we go, second quarter action underway. Umpire holds the ball aloft, so once again 9 Aldridge to do battle. Aldridge went early but couldn't quite take the tap down. It's a free kick to Nye, hands it off to Bernardo, then Myers, who's run himself into trouble. Elliott came across to apply pressure. Nye eventually gets a kick away, but it's a bit of a wobbly one. But he did really well there, Ting Nye, with a second effort, knocked it on. Broadway eventually found it, but he's taken in the tackle straight away. And the ball's locked up, and we will have a stoppage on the wing. There we go. So down goes to centre half forward, or nearly gathered there by Loy. Eventually goes back with a second effort. Here is Broadway, swings around to the right boot, long kick into the pocket. Farrow is there, but he can't take the mark. Here we go, dangerous times. Roduggan gets the handball away into the pocket. Morrison tried to step away from a couple, but he couldn't quite finish off the job. The handball came away to Baker of Warburton Millgrove. Now they get a long one out of the defensive 50. Nye couldn't quite take the mark. The ball just bended away from him, and now Warby might be a chance here. The handball comes back into the corridor from Sharp, but it's turned over. Leadys did well. Got it away to Myers. Long kick inside the forward 50. No mark can be taken. Lee did pretty well for Warby. Keeps it in play, then kicks across goal dangerously, but it should work out okay. And he finds McHale. And he can just slow it down for the moment. So Tim McHale in no real rush. He's got Hewitt as a short option, so that's another interesting one. Lockie Hewitt down to the back line for Warby. That's not a great kick. Here is Morrison. Steps away from Walker. Looked for a Lloyd, but he went further ahead to Benninger. Morrison again. Hands it away. Dickinson has a ping. It looks pretty good. And Farrow marks on the line. And Ryan Farrow should kick this from point blank range to finally get a goal here for Seville. 2 minutes into quarter number 2. No troubles at all for Ryan Farrow. He kicks the goal and Seville finally on the board with a major. 1-4-10 to 2-4-16. Still a 6-point margin for the Kookaburras, but Seville finally find their first.
And it was always going to be Farrow. It was looking like the main lively forward down there for Seville.
No, certainly right, Trent.
His fourth mark inside 50 already.
So they did that pretty well. Lockie Hewitt in defence is an interesting one for Warby Millgrove. And don't know about that kick from Tim McHale. Probably don't need to be taking on those kind of risks this early in the quarter, and it hasn't paid off. So Seville respond.
Ball comes back in the middle to resume play here. 9 Aldridge go at it again. Nye gets the tap down there, so he can get the clearance, and it's in fact going to be Morrison of Warburton Millgrove. He gives a handball back to Iacano. Gets the ball moving forward. Now they put it inside forward 50. Can it might be taken on the lead. Westlake is there. Already has 2. Gabbers there gets a handball. Bernardo goes to mop it up and shrugs off a tackle there. Does really well. Nearly runs himself back into trouble though, but they managed to get themselves out of here for now. Myers trying to take a dive and slip catch. So he's put it down. Warburton Millgrove look to go back inside forward 50. They go backwards to Walker. Walker gives the handball off. Now they can bag it inside forward 50 on the lead. Can they take the mark? No, they can't. Nolan comes at it. And now Humphrey, snapshot of goal, just across the face. His first look of the day. It's going through for a minor score for Bailey Humphrey. So they'll look to bring it back in here. And that they do, they bring it back, come across. Tucks underarm, has one bounce. Then they come down the line to a bit of a pack mark here. Can it might be taken out the back? No, it can't. Chasing after it. There is Benega, but now they can go through Aldridge. There's a nice looking kick to Morrison. Morrison now creeping up to half forward. So asking players to give him something now. He found something he likes and comes short. And it's a nice kick, but it's been put down. But they've managed to mop it back up. They can go inside forward. 50 shot on goal here. Or is it a pass? It's a pass, and it's Liam Westlake. Rudy has 2. Can line up for 3 early in the second.
Great use by foot there from Warby.
Off the boot of Brown, I believe it was.
So I think he needs to start this on the left goal post, Trent. That's where the ball seemed to keep sliding across to.
It's Westlake now comes in, looking for his 3rd.
Yep.
And he's done well there. He's kicked his 3rd.
What did I say, Trent? Left goal post.
Thanks, BT.
Beautiful finish.
So they've started well here. That's his favourite thing to do, though, isn't it?
He does. He always thought. BT says in conditions, but the ball did every time Farah had a kick for goal, it did seem to drift across to the right. So I think that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it could be no win. He'll still say it.
Yeah. But no, it's good there from Liam Westlake. Just awake to that. He knew that how he needed to manicure that kick, and he did it beautifully. So back to a 13-point margin for the Kookaburras, and Westlake's kicked his 3rd. He's kicked all 3 of Warburton Millgrove's goals. Here is Baker. Goes long inside forward 50. Westlake's there again. Don't tell me. Oh, gee, nearly stuck that one too. He's got ball in hand now. Ragdolled. And eventually it is going to be a stoppage just inside forward 50 here for Warburton Millgrove, who are looking dangerous. Up it goes once again, so Nolan will go up in the ruck this time. He wins the tap. He did that quite nicely. Now Seville get the ball moving out of defence. Dickinson couldn't quite hold the mark. Doing well at ground level was Benninger. The handball just missed Deng Nai, though. Now Warby once again might be away. Baker eventually gets the ball clear. Looked for Tom Barber. He just missed the handball. O'Keefe is there to provide a bit of support for the Blues. Elides did well at ground level. Eventually gets the handball away. Tracking it back is Bernardo. Does he keep it in play? Yes, he does. He retreats for the moment. Gee, this is really good defensive pressure by Warburton Millgrove. Scortano got the handball away to Myers. Myers comes back inboard. This is frantic stuff. Eventually Saniga, can he get them clear? Goes to the broadcast side of the ground. Can Aloy take the mark? No, doing really well to the front position there was Tom Mark. Can he get it under his control? Paddles it back the other way. Robinson there too for the Blues. Hewitt overran it slightly. Jack Lee, he's got Saniga high. He's a little bit sore. And the umpire eventually comes in, and it will be a stoppage forward. A centre for Warburton Millgrove. Great defensive pressure here from the Kookaburras. Every time a Seville player got the ball, they were just swarmed. So up it goes once again. Aldridge and Knight to continue to do battle. Knight just sockers it out of mid-air, and it might work out okay here. Benninger came in to provide a heavy contest, just couldn't quite gather the ball, and I reckon we'll have another stoppage here, and we will this time forward to centre for Seville.
A bit of creativity there, Aiden.
That's it. He's a man full of tricks, is Deng Nai. It's a free kick. There we go. So Bailey Scortano is going to get himself a free kick here, and Deng Nai
against Blake Morrison
comes off the interchange bench. Down the line, no mark can be taken here by McMillan through the hands. Myers got the handball away just in time. Dickinson couldn't get under control. The ball bounced away from McHale. Roduggan looked to get it away to Lowe, and it will be thrown back into play. So Bandry throw in near half forward for Seville, who are building quite nicely here for the moment.
So the ruck battle going at it. Lowe's going to come into the ruck now for Seville as Nye goes for a spell on the bench against. He'll go up against Aldridge. This ball's thrown into play here. Aldridge taps one over his head. Ball falls to the bottom of the pack. Can they get it out? No, they can't. So we're going to reset play here. So they get ready to ball the ball back up. Aldridge just muscles his way and chucks Low out the way, then gets the tap down. Now that big chase on the ball. Henry gets a little kick moving forward, then he creates a big shot to the body, and another one. They're going in hard here, Aiden. Handball out to Broadway. Broadway kicks it over his head. They're going to stay in play. No, it's not. And the water carriage dropped it as well.
Just for good measure.
So Warburton and Millgrove bring it back into play here. Ma. He'll come backwards. He's done that well. So slow subtle approach. They'll come back to Ma. Is at 15. That was off the boot of Pretty. Umpire says yes, it was. And he'll come inboard. Just misses the kick there, but they've managed to keep the play moving. And that they go, but it's been cut off. Seville will bring the ball back into play. So now they go inside forward 50. Can it might be taken out the back. No, it can't. And ball's at the bottom of the pack. Anyone can make of this. Now they can retreat here for Pretty. It's a neat looking kick. And he finds a teammate in Barr there, out on the outer side of the other wing. So Barr Assesses his options and decides to just wheel around and put it down the line, long down the line. But it's a really nice kick, actually. And it's worked out really well, finding his teammate in Brown. Brown can turn around, put it inside 450. Westlake is there again. But now he gets him moving forward. Now Seville can reach out on the rebound. And it's an interesting looking kick. It's not going to quite work to Elides. So now they can come wide, and it's going to go over their head here, and Robinson will take chase. Aloy comes in and meets it, has Robinson over the top if he wants it, ignores that, decides to go longer. Can they get a kick mark at the back? Farrow is there, the dangerous one, misses the kick, trying to go off the ground, he's missed the ball, and now they can move it, moving forward. Warburton Millgrove, now they've helped it over the line. Road Duggan, that was, helping it over the line for a boundary throw-in. And Aiden, I'm just trying to look here. I think we got a mystery number 38 for Millgrove. Have you got a 38 there?
No, I don't have a number 30. It might be another jumper change.
Yeah, sorry. I was looking around. I was like, oh no.
We might need to figure that one out. Here we go. Steph's onto it right now. She's in the commentary box. Oh, and she sighs.
I thought my eyes were just seeing it, but I've seen that about 4 times now. So now I can clearly say I wasn't seeing it.
We can definitely confirm that one. So there is a number 38. So anyway, Baker, was he taken high? No, umpire calls him to go as Steph slams the door of the commentary van. Come on, it can't be that hard of a job, Trent.
No,
the bench is just there.
Come back with a better attitude, I say.
Anyway, stoppage inside forward 50.
We're not.
Certainly can't be one of us. We've got to call the game here. So anyway, ball comes to ground. Another kick towards goal from Scortino. He's just rushed over in the end. 1-5-11.
Just missing their opportunities here.
Yeah, just didn't quite get the leverage on the kick there. And that's probably been another problem, is just not getting clean shots at goal, just those rush runs out of the pack. Always going to be a lot harder. So Dylan Walker with the kicking duties once again for Warburton Millgrove. And, of course, Trent, he looks to the outer side of the ground, as they always do. So long kick down the line from Walker. Can he find a target? Semple did well, provided an option. Took the mark and then continues to get the ball moving. This is Aldridge on the outer side wing. Took his time and then just goes short with the kick. Probably not the greatest, but it still works out for Warby. They get the ball to half forward. Here's Humphrey. Now, what does Bailey Humphrey do? He's got the wind probably going against him, but I think he might be backing himself in here. He is.
One of your favourites, Aiden.
No, he is one of my favourites, Bailey Humphrey. Exciting young player. Another one of the younger players in this Warby side. So what can he do? Got a kick of nearly 50 metres required with a bit of breeze against him, but be massive if he could get this and put him 18 points ahead. Distance not a problem. Oh, what a kick from Bailey Humphrey. Do not doubt the man. He's absolutely dobbed that from outside 45 or outside 50.
Geez, Aiden's up and about. He's excited now.
No, very good finish there. And it's all the young players. It's all the young boys from Warby. Westlake's got 3. Humphrey's got his first. They're out to an 18-point difference. It's definitely not as potent as it was last week, but still definitely that wasn't an easy spot to kick from. But he's done really well there, Bailey Humphrey. And this is a handy margin now suddenly, Trent, because it's not the highest scoring game, so 18 points. Definitely going to fill Warburton Millgrove with plenty of confidence as it comes back to the middle. So once again, Aldridge and Nye. Up it goes. Nye taps it down. Elides couldn't take it cleanly. Eventually falls into the lap of Sharp. He was tackled straight away. And we'll have another stoppage. It'll be take 2 in the centre. So the umpire calls for it. Up it goes once again. Nye to the front, just slaps it forward. Once again, tracked back by Sharp. Elides provided good pressure. Was there high contact? Yes, there was. And Sharp will be the recipient.
So Sharp now will get it and centre half back, and he decides to move the ball straight away to Ma. Ma puts it up, and Humphrey tries to come in and make a contest, but it's going to be cut off there by Nolan. Nolan comes wide to Aloy. Aloy on the wing, pushing up the ground here, and he'll come wide and find a teammate there in Robinson. Robinson moves it forward. Finding Morrison. He'll come wide. Now they can get the ball moving forward. At centre half forward, can they get a clean possession here? Henry goes in and gets it for Warburton. Millgrove gets a handball moving out. Now they can go and retreat. It's going to go over the boundary line. You'll hear a couple of deliberates. You saw one there, an appeal, and it's going to be paid.
It's been paid.
It's been paid.
It's been a feature of the final series, Trent. We didn't see any be paid throughout the home and away season until the last game, and they're getting paid left, right and centre now.
Bernardo now will be the recipient of the kick from the deliberate out of bounds. He'll go backwards and find Icone. Now they come central, finding Dickinson. Dickinson will come wide. Interesting kick, going to be cut off. And yes, it is. And it's going to be for Ruger, who puts on the wheels. Humphrey's there, sorry. Now they can come back. Handball at the top. Seville look to try and clean this up, and that they do, and they've done that well. finding Koshkit, who can come wide, but it's a nice mark taken there by Barr. Barr now at half forward has a runner there, and he uses it in Mar, and he'll come wide. Now they can try and go for a run. Handball goes back to Barr. The umpire's going to say holding the ball. I don't know how that can be holding the ball when he got the handball, Aiden.
Yeah, I thought he got the hands too, Trent. Bit red
Against
hot.
Mar. Aloy will take it from half back, and he'll come straight into the middle of the ground. Good looking kick to Benega by the looks of it. Yes, it is, and he'll come even up more the middle, but he's got to be turned over. In fact, the mark coming taken, Nay gets it. He'll give a handball off. Road duck and lays a big tackle at half forward. And now will be a stoppage play here. The ball looks to be thrown back up. Umpire switching out. Who wants to throw it up? So Nan Aldridge will go at it. And it's going to be thumped forward there by Bailey Scrutino, and the ball's in the middle of the ground. Now they can keep the ball. It's going to be a free kick going the way of Warburton Millgrove. So now going wide here is Barnard. Now they can go wide. Benega. Saniga, sorry. He can go long. He's going to put... It's going to be running too far, Aiden. The free kick has been called.
Oh, there we go.
Running too far. The old roly-poly signal. So Sonny Saniga will take it from half... Sorry, Sonny Saniga is giving the ball away at half-back.
Yep, so it's Aikano with a free kick, and now it's got to come back. So Aikano will have to do it again. Just chips it short, and that will work out okay. So he's found Sharp. So no real hurry at the moment of Warburton Millgrove. Sharp just continues to move it down the line. Good kicking that was in the end. And now they might be away here. Taking off on that occasion there, I think it looked like Tyson Henry. Handball comes over the top here. Now Barnard takes it under his wing. He gets the kick away just in time because he had pressure behind his Westlake just over his head. Icone did well to come across with a fist, and Nolan gathered it beautifully. Gets the handball back inboard. Here is Saniga. Finds Myers. He decides to go through the middle of the ground. High up and under ball. Can a mark be taken by Lloyd? No, it was a half volley just in front of him, but he handled the bounce beautifully. Swings around onto the right boot. Farrow is there, but he won't take the mark. But Broadway, he might be a chance out the back. Can he get the dribbler off the boundary? Eventually gets it under his control as Broadway. Handballs are back to Dickinson. Swings around onto the left, centres the ball, but the kick not very good, and he's turned it over. And Ben Pretty parks himself underneath it and takes the intercept mark. He goes to the outer side of the ground. Good bit of vision on this occasion. Barnard didn't get the kindest of bounces. He's being pursued here by Morrison, but he eventually gets the handball away. Back to Sharp. Kick up the line is a good one. And Bedgood takes the mark. So Bedgood bring Hudson Semple's number 4. Here we go. Ball currently under the control there of our mystery number 38 here from Warburton Millgrove. Ball moves down the line. No one can get the ball under their control for the moment, but now Warby can do so. Good tackle laid by Nolan. And it will be a stoppage at half forward for the Kookaburras. Moving the ball pretty quickly. They've currently got a 3-goal margin. 17 minutes into this first quarter. Tapped down there by Aldridge. Unable to get under his control there for the Blues was O'Neill. Now there might be a chance here. Mark couldn't take it cleanly. Henry handballs it back to Aldridge. Aldridge sends him inside forward 50, but it was intercepted by Myers. Got the kick away just in time. Dickinson in the area for the Blues. Does he get the fortuitous bounce? No, he doesn't. Bedgood gets the handball away just in time. Comes back to Hewitt, who's fumbled, but it didn't matter. The Seville player near to him just lost his footing at the wrong time, and he just chips it across to Walker. Walker, not really too sure where to go. Opts to go to the outer side of the ground. High up and under ball. To a 1-on-1. Can a mark be taken? Pretty parked himself underneath it, but couldn't handle it. Very close to the boundary line it is now on the outer side. The umpire comes in and we will have a stoppage. So it looks like Lowe's going to go up on the ruck here.
Now in red time.
Yes, we are. Aldridge from the back, but Lowe probably got the better of it from the front. Robinson handballs it away to Morrison. Little check side on the right boot. Aloy presented beautifully, and he'll get it moving inside forward 50. Farrow over the head. Can O'Keefe get it out the back? He's got to beat the ball to the boundary line. Kick towards goal. It's a wobbler. It's a floater, and O'Keefe has got... I thought that ball went through for a second. The people behind the goal were up and about. That would have been some kind of goal, but O'Keefe unable to finish off.
Although he gets in trouble with the scoreboard, Aloy, he's been really good pushing up the ground and being an option. He's taken a fair few marks already, Aiden.
There we go. So O'Keefe He's finally moved forward, Trent, which is probably where he needs to be as Walker brings the ball back into play.
So Walker has 2 bounces. Will he have a third? No, he doesn't. Decides to just bang it long down the line. Might be taken out the back. No, it's going to be punched over the line into the car park for a boundary throw-in. So he'll have to regather this ball. As the ball's now put back there and looks like Aldridge is going to come around late. And the ball's thrown into play here. Aldridge gets front position, but now gets it out the back. Handball over the top. Bernardo now has it. Gives a handball out to Myers. Myers, now they link up through the middle of the ground. They put it into the forward 50. A mark taken. Yes, it can. It's a nice, strong mark taken on the top of the 50. Going to back himself in. Yeah, he's pointing towards goals. Just trying to gather what number we got lining up here.
I think it's Jack Coshett.
We'll go with that. Koshkett will line up. He'll kick this from about 45. Kick is on its way. Distance looks like it's fine. Accuracy is the problem, and it's going to miss the lot. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. So again, not converting their chances here. Seville, 1 goal 6 so far. 12 to Warby's, 4 goals 5, 29. It'll be Ma to bring it back in the back pocket. Wanted to go one way, then decided not to, then comes towards McHale, but it's going to be intercepted there by Dickinson. Dickinson wastes no time, gives a handball off to Jai Scurtino. He's chased down, but manages just to get a foot onto it. Chasing after it hard, Baker. And they can link up. Now Baker goes for a bit of a run, takes it under his arm, has 1 bounce and puts it up the middle of the ground looking for a teammate, but it's going to be Lowe taking the intercepted mark in the centre of the ground. Lowe immediately plays on, puts it to centre half forward, but in all that rush he's turned it over, but a mark has been dropped by Barnard there. And now they can link up McHale, back to Baker, gets a little bit of a 1-2. Baker has 1 bounce, has 2. Will he have a third? Oh, nearly ran too far there, but he manages to get it out just in time. Michael Brown gets a handball over the top. Now they look to go wide, keep it in play, Ma. Now he's going to get it over to Baker. Baker looks to go in and get it, but doing well there for Seville is Jai Scurtino, and they keep it in play here. Cashgood now runs around, does well, gets it out of traffic, then puts it to the top of the square. Going to be taken out the back. Yes, it is. And it's Farrell again. It's his 5th mark inside 50 today. In the first half, 21 minutes gone. He's kicked 1 goal, 2. Looking to kick his 2nd and Seville's 2nd. So 5 marks inside 50 so far for him. He's been lively. He'd probably like to take back some of the chances he's had though. Could have had a bag already, but he's lining up for his 2nd. Farrow now comes in from 25 out, and the kick looks like it's gone wayward again, so he's got 1 goal 3. So being a threat in the marking contest inside 450, but just the wind, not being able to play with the wind and put it where he wants it or needs it to go through.
Yeah, it's sort of one of those almost days so far for Ryan Farrell, isn't it? Trent could have had up to 4 goals, but stuck on 1 goal 3 for the moment. So Lee will take the kicking duties for Warburton and Millgrove. We're now 22 minutes into the 2nd quarter. So deep into red time. There won't be too much longer, you wouldn't think. And Warby so far be pretty happy with this first half, but I think they'd like to at least maintain this 16-point margin heading into the main break. If they can do that with the win behind them in the 3rd quarter, they're suddenly in a really good position. The kick goes out wide, and I provided a contest, and in fact he's given away a free kick, it looks like. So I think it's Humphrey on the outer side there, and it is, who just kicks long down the line. Can a mark be taken here? Just flies over the head there of Michael Brown. It goes out of play, and it will be thrown back in on the outer side wing. So let's just get a look at, looks like O'Keefe might go up on the ruck on this occasion for Seville. So once again, he's up the ground. Here we go. So once again, boundary throw in. Did you get that?
No.
Bloody hell. Here we go. So once again, comes back inboard. Icano can send him inside forward. 50. Humphrey is there. Scortino couldn't intercept. Faruga lost it. Eventually comes back to Scortino. And doing really well there. Taking the intercept mark was Baker. No, mark wasn't paid. Must have been touched off the boot. And is that a...
It's too far away for me to see it.
There we go. That's all right. So, wasn't touched off the boot. So once again, up it goes. Aldridge wins the tap, but it was sharked there by Leedies. Kicks back inboard. No mark to be taken. Flies over the head of Ben Pretty, but he'll track it back. Lockie Hewitt gets there first, though. Oh, did beautifully. Sold the candy on. Is that Nolan down there at half forward? Very interesting to see him there. Anyway, gets the kick up the line as Hewitt finds Ma. steps around a lead, then comes inboard and does well to find Henry.
So they're clearly trying to find something, swinging him forward. They're trying to find something that can create them some goaling opportunities. 1 goal, 7 so far for Seville.
Yeah, no, that's it. Got to swing the magnets around a little bit. Definitely not a bad decision. So the kick comes across once again. Hemmed in on the outer side wing at the moment of Warburton Millgrove. Now 24 minutes gone into this second quarter. Kick down the line, but Bernardo takes the intercept mark. The ball ended up falling straight into his lap. That kick, though, a little bit errant. It just beats the siren, though. So it is half-time here in the preliminary final in Division 1. Warburton Millgrove with a very handy lead here in a low-scoring game. 4-5-29 they are. Into the ground, the Jimbrook end, as Leo would always call it, but not really anything too potent or too impactful, I would say. But anyway, the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we're going to get the second half underway here in the preliminary final. Aldridge goes early, but it was Nye who won the tap down. Scortino wastes no time, gets the kick on the boot. Broadway couldn't handle it, but he goes back in for a second effort. But eventually Baker comes away with the ball for Warburton Millgrove. Oh, he did well. He took on Broadway, and he won. He gets the ball moving on the right boot, looks for Aldridge. The kick flies over his head, though. Humphrey comes in, did beautifully, tapped it back into the corridor. Here is Faruga. He's got to step around a couple. He takes on Scortino. Is that holding the ball? No, umpire calls him to go. He got the handball away just in time. Aldridge kicks around his body. Up and under ball. No mark can be taken. Here is Westlake once again. Tries to push off his man. Picked up by Hewitt. Did he get the handball away? Sling tackle is paid. And Hewitt's going to get a look. And he's usually pretty reliable as well, Trent. Last time we called him, he kicked 5 goals on a very rainy day there at Warby. And we'll get a pretty good look at this one as well. So this to potentially make it 22 points for the Kookaburras. What a start it would be to this second half. Only a minute's gone. So Lockie Hewitt, he's played down in defence for a lot of this game, but now he gets his chance forward. Can he seize the moment? This would be massive for the Kookaburras. In he comes. Kick of about 30 metres required. He kicks well behind the man of the mark. And he's got the carry. He's put it through. Beautiful kick from Lockie Hewitt. He kicks his first for the afternoon. It is a 22-point difference.
Yeah, so they're started off strong here. Warburton Millgrove, not the one Seville would have wanted. They would have wanted to be able to come out and get the first blow, but Warburton Millgrove extend their lead.
Gee, Trent, he was well behind the man of the mark there. There's at least about 10 metres between him, but did not matter at all.
And just kicked it so casually.
Yep. It nearly, just for a second there, I thought it might have been caught on the line, but in the end, it just got the carry in the end. So, 22 points the difference. 1-7-13 Seville, 5-5-35 Warburton Millgrove. It's back in the middle. Low went early. Aldridge waited at ground level. Taken away by Baker. Fends off his man there, and Morrison. Is that holding the ball? No, umpire calls him to go. Walker wanted a free kick for high contact. He's going to get it.
That's 25
metres is paid as well. So, just got to be a bit more disciplined here, the Blues. So Walker brought forward, probably not going to be within range. A kick and a half from home, you would say. Bit of a wobbly ball inside forward 50, out to Westlake once again. Ball heads towards the boundary line, and it makes its way over, and it'll be thrown back into play in the forward pocket for the Blues.
It's a ball car. I thought I was going to sneeze there for a second. That's all they don't pass to me, but no, never mind. It didn't come out in the end. As the ball's thrown back into play now. Nolan gets the tap down for Seville. They link up for a couple of handballs here. And they go up to Myers. Myers finds a teammate running off the half-back line there, but they've turned it over. Can Warburton Millgrove get clean possession? Barr goes in and gets it. Got one high. Umpire didn't see it. Ball is at the bottom of the pack now. They can get it out here. Going for Ruger, gives a handball up to Baker. Baker tucks it on his arm. Snap towards goal, and it's missed a lot. So no score there, but Warburton Millgrove definitely with the upper hand, especially to start this second half. They haven't seen it in their half of the ground, Seville. They look to bring it back into play, and they'll come wide. Umpire blows his whistle.
Gonna have to come back.
The old come back behind your mark, I think. So it'll be Myers who the ball will come back to.
Yeah, players got to be more alert to this stuff too. You're just giving your opposition more time to set up behind them. No,
it's going to go to Baker.
Wow.
Free kick. So I don't know what's going on there, but Baker will have a shot on goal to line up to try and kick their 6. He snaps it, and it's going to go across the face, but Hewitt is there and takes the mark.
Oh, what about that?
Hewitt looking to kick his second in just under 4 minutes.
Talk about fortuitously landing in the lap. Wow.
So Lockie Hewitt will line up for his second. Didn't trouble the scoreboard in the first half. Kicked 5 last time we saw him. Hewitt comes in to extend the lead for Warburton Millgrove. Similar spot as before. Kick is on its way. Kick looks pretty good and Kick is home. He's got 2 and he shushes the crowd as well, Aiden.
Geez, a beautiful set shot, Trent. And I tell you what, I reckon Tom Baker will be saying to the boys, meant to do that the whole time.
Yeah,
I wasn't
definitely.
going for goal.
Definitely.
The goal assist was always the thing on the mind. So there we go. It is a 28-point difference now.
Must have been the Seville bench over there because he gave him the shush to the crowd. They must have been giving plenty of advice.
Yeah, a few words being spoken.
But Aldridge to go up against Lowe here. So Nye's not... might be on the bench.
Yeah.
It's early in the quarter for him to be on the bench. Maybe an injury cloud, we're not sure. So the ball's thrown up here. Aldridge gets the tap down, is out, muscles low. Now Seville though can look to get the clearance of Sciortino. He gets the handball over to his brother. Now they can move it forward. Inside 450, Broadway's there. Punch out the back done. Well there, Barr picks it up, gives the handball out to Henry. Henry puts on his skates and gives the handball back to Barr. Barr cuts it to centre half forward. Humphrey is there, he's chasing after it. Can they get a tap out the back? Humphrey grabs it now, he gives the handball out to Hewitt. He's kicked 2 this quarter. Now it's going to be a handball and it's going to be turned over to Bailey Sciortino. Jai Sciortino gets a handball moving forward now. Now they can get the ball in. Barr picks up the ball, snaps it across his body. The one coming out is Liam Westlake. He's travelling at it fast. Now gets a handball back to Humphrey. Humphrey tied up against the boundary line. Just puts it on the boot. Hewitt comes at it. He's already kicked 2. Can he kick it third? No, he's chased down. Umpire says play on. I thought that might have been holding the ball. But they keep going down. Warburton Millgrove have a chance. Henry has it. Was he taken high? No. Umpire says my ball.
So ball up inside forward 50 for Warburton Millgrove. And they're looking dangerous once again. Seville, they need to stop the rot. They're 28 points behind. Warby already with 2 early ones. Looks like Humphrey went up on the ruck on that occasion. O'Neill's got ball in hand at the moment for Seville. Icone got a handball away to Saniga. They're under all sorts of pressure. Nolan did beautifully. Stepped around a couple, then gets a kick away on his non-preferred left and found Broadway. And Broadway wastes no time. Got a handball away to Robinson. He's kicked a little bit errant. The bounce, though, favoured Morrison. But then Aloy just got Walker high. And he's a bit sore here, Dylan Walker. And he gets up eventually. And Lloyd just got a few choice words from him, reckons he ducked. So anyway, Walker loads up on the right, high up and under ball, heads towards the boundary line. Westlake underneath, it stays in play for the moment. And they do keep it in play eventually. Saniga did well, kicked down the line, over the head of Low. Broadway came across, but he couldn't stick the mark. Sharp gets a handball away. Didn't quite work out though for Barnett. Aldridge trying to win the ground level ball, did pretty well. Looked for Iacano. They're going to turn it over here. Seville can pretty get under his control. No, Aloy contested it pretty nicely. Through comes Baker. Oh, how about that? Got the handball away. He's probably going to turn it over though. Eventually getting back there is Jai Sciortino. He flicks it off to Broadway. He goes to Saniga. Back to Sciortino. Took on a couple and he won 2. Steps through traffic. Gets a kick through the middle of the ground, but it's not a very good one. He's turned it over and Walker parks himself underneath it, and it'll come back the other way. So Walker assesses the options up ahead. Goes through the middle of the ground. Oh, it's a bit of a half volley for Aldridge. He got the handball away just in time, but it wasn't a great handball either to Iacano. So they've really sold themselves down the river here. Eventually comes away to Barr. He finds a bit of room. He'll send him inside forward 50. Oh, nearly fell into the lap of Farouk. It just didn't quite stick the mark in the end. And it will be a boundary throw in inside forward 50 for Warburton Millgrove. So not the prettiest bit of play, but nonetheless they get the territory. And they might have an opportunity. So Hewitt's the deepest forward for the moment for Warby. So he's fully made that transition into the forward line, and fair enough. Very reliable set shot is Lockie Hewitt. So in it comes. Boundary throw in. Nolan on the ruck up against Westlake. Nolan probably got the better of the tap. Eventually Seville get the ball moving out of the defensive 50. Iacano tracks it back. Does he get the bounce of the ball to go his way? Low decides to tap it towards the boundary line. Couldn't keep it in play. Now they'll get it moving. O'Keefe's got it under his wing. He has a bounce. He gets the kick to half forward. Pretty comes across. Farrow contested it, but he couldn't stick the mark. Anyone's ball to be won here. Morris, can he get the ball through? No, he decides to take it over. And a free kick's going to go Warby's way. So everything going the way of the Kookaburras at the moment. Seville just can't take a trick.
Couple of whistles been blown here, Aiden, so I'm not sure what's going on.
A little bit of confusion on the outer side. So I'm trying to figure out what his ding nigh right now.
Oh no, there's a play down behind play.
Oh yeah, there we go. So we'll try and see if we can I think it's James Iacano there for Warburton Millgrove, and he looks pretty sore. And as you mentioned, Trent, just saw Ding Nye just going through a couple of paces there as well. So, yeah, he might be under a little bit of an injury cloud, but it looks like we are going to have a delay in play here at Recreation Reserve. James Iacano does appear to have injured himself. I don't quite know what's happened, but I hope everything's okay. But we are
telling the water carriers to get off the ground too.
Yep. So both sides will jump into some huddles. Never good to see. Seville make a couple of interchanges well. Coshett and Bailey Scorturno come back on. Yes, I think it was just he was running back with a fly to the ball, and him and Lowe contested, and there must have been a bit of a collision we didn't quite see. And the stretcher is coming out, so not a good sign for James Iacano. So for those just tuning in, it is a 28-point difference at the moment. Warburton Millgrove 6-5-41 to Seville 1-7-13. Unfortunately, James Iacano has had a collision and he has gone down, and it does look like he will be stretched off. So we'll have to have a slight delay in play for the moment. So just hoping everything's okay there with James, but never good to see a player go down. So if you are just tuning in, we do have a delay in play here at the moment at Woori Alec. Unfortunately, James Iacano has gone down with, we think it might be a bit of a head knock. We're not quite sure, but he will be taken from the ground and most likely probably taking no further part, unfortunately. So we do hope that James is okay as the Warby boys go over to make sure he's all right. But never good to see a player go down, but should have action resuming not too far away from now. Certainly not the way that James Iacano would have wanted his day to end, but we do wish him all the best. We do hope he's okay. Story is here at the moment overall in the game. Warburton Millgrove currently leading by 28 points, have started very well. 6-5-41 to Seville's 1-7-13. And they've made some very early inroads in this second quarter. 2 goals already. Seville yet to trouble the scorers in this second half. As we are about to resume play once again.
Run the same motto.
We're always like, don't talk to me.
So play will resume. So it will be a free kick for Warburton Millgrove at half back. Morris, I believe it is, long up and under ball. Can a mark be taken? No, it comes to ground level. In there was Brown for Warby, and eventually the umpire calls for it. We will have a stoppage on the outer side wing. So once again, up it goes. Aldridge couldn't quite win the tap. He might have got himself a free kick here, though, has he? No, he's given one away. So Lowe just chips it out wide. And found Bailey Scorturno. Scorturno called to go, and he just chips it short once again and finds Broadway.
So Broadway will take it now at half forward and puts it inside to Bernardo, just outside of the 50. but he's turned it over, and Faruga can get the ball moving forward up the wing, but he's turned it over too, and they pounce off half back to Seville, bring it up the ground, but could be another turnover to Barr, has a slight fumble, Walker picks it up at half back and just runs through them all, shows the ball and takes a bounce up the middle of the ground, gives a handball off to a teammate there. Now they move the ball forward. That was Bedgood who got the handball, and the crowd shouts ball, but they're not going to get it. Bernardo gets a handball to Road Duggan, a slight fumble, but Road Duggan goes in and gets it. Bailey Scoratino goes in and gets it. Now they can go through Myers. Myers goes wide to Lowe. Lowe now goes even further back. Now to the outer side. They look to calm things down here. Seville really need to start impacting the scoreboard. 14.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. They have 1 goal, 7-13 to Warburton Millgrove. 6 goals, 5-41. So they need to start making a move. But they head to inside forward 50. But mopping it up is Baker. He runs, takes a bounce, runs all the way across the ground. Takes 2 bounces, might have a third. Instead decides to come up the wing. But it's going to be cut off there. And a nice mark taken there by Sonny Saniga. Saniga comes wide, sees something like Bernardo. He gets it a half forward, wheels around, plays on, puts it into the hot spot. Can a mark be taken? Farrow's there. No, he looks for a free kick. No free kick coming. Pretty is there, but they mop it up. They can go back through Faruga. Steps around 1, steps around 2. Might have done a bit too much, but just gets his handball out to Walker. Walker looks for the neat kick over the top, man. Might work out all right, and they could be out of trouble here. Warburton Millgrove for now. Walker gets it back on the overlap run and then just bombs it down the wing. Sends it to half forward. Here they go. The race is on. Hewitt is chasing after it. Can he keep it in? That he does, but then he helps it over the line for a boundary throw-in. So a win there for Warburton Millgrove. Seville just weren't able to capitalise on that opportunity. They had all the chances down there, but Warburton Millgrove were just so composed in the back half. So they can look to move it. They'll bring the ball back in here. And Dengnai still hasn't come on the ground yet. So there's still that ruckman down. You can still see him on the bench over there. As the ball's thrown into play. Low doing the ruck work, taps it down for Ruger, gets a handball moving forward. But now it's helped over the boundary line for another boundary throw in. 16 minutes gone in the third. As the ball is going to be thrown back in, and it looks like Nolan might go up for Seville in the ruck. Up against Aldridge. So the ball's thrown into play now. Aldridge versus Nolan. Aldridge gets the tap from the back, and now they can move it forward. They get a kick inside 450. Humphrey! And the mark is paid. Sliding mark taken there. Nicely done. And he will line up for his second to extend the lead to 34 points. Humphrey now. Tight angle, but only have to keep this for about 25, 30. For his second. Humphrey kicks on its way. Might be just across the face, and that it is. So he'll put through his second behind. 1 goal, 2. His kick for the evening. Moving Warburton Millgrove's scored a 6 goals, 6-42.
29 points the difference it is now. Looks like Saniga just with the kicking duties just goes short to Bernardo. Bernardo got Bailey Scortino up ahead, so too Dylan Broadway decides to step around Elliott. Then goes to the outer side of the ground. Looking for Rowe Duggan, but they get the fist into the Warburton Millgrove defenders. Now the ball's just a bobble inside the middle of the ground. Anyone's ball to be won here. Barr was taken in the tackle straight away. Got the handball. No, it was a throw. This will go Seville's way. So Bailey Scortino to be the recipient of the free kick. It was a good tackle. Just goes out wide and then finds Bernardo. Bernardo just chips it short once again. Oh, the kick not the greatest to Myers. It's a bit of a wobbly bounce as well. Baker keeps him corralled. Myers hands it off to Dickinson. Then he goes back to Myers. Kick down the line. It was a half volley for O'Keefe. Not a very good one. And now it's an up and under ball. Anyone's ball to be won as well. And eventually Barr comes back. And that's a disappointing result there for Seville. Really just put themselves under
pressure. It's going to be a free kick, actually. It's going to go the way of Seville.
So there still might be a chance. It comes back to Broadway, who kicks it into the pocket. Oh, the kick just fell short of McMillan, who has to get away from a couple, and he just decides to take it over, and it'll be a boundary throw-in the forward pocket for the Blues. So maybe still something to be created here. Looks like O'Keefe might go up in the ruck for Seville.
And they'll have the extra time, Aiden, obviously with the stretcher being in play, so there'll be extra time in this quarter.
Yeah, we could see one closer to 30 minutes on this occasion. You're absolutely right, Trent. So up it goes. Aldridge to the front, but it was McMillan who won it from the back. Anyone's ball at ground level. It's a real scrimmage at the moment.
So Dengnai off, McMillan and Lowe will have to shoulder a lot of the ruck work, and Nolan comes in every now and then too.
Yeah, he does. Nolan might do some more on the D50, but yeah, you're right. It'll be mainly McMillan and Lowe probably chopping each other out. Aldridge grabs it out of the ruck, sends a long one onto the right boot. Myers did well though, parked himself underneath it. Oh no, but the mark wasn't paid, was it? Or did he just play on? Icone eventually hands it away. They can go inside forward 50 here, the Blues off the boot of Dickinson. Oh, Pretty did well. Good intercept mark, and he gets the ball moving straight away, and he finds Barr at plenty of room, and he's got options of plenty up ahead. Who does he go to? He just decides to chip it in short, and that'll work out. Just find a Barnett. Barnett hands it away to Baker. Oh, Baker steps around Scortino, but he got him. Umpire doesn't call holding the ball. It's called to go. The handball comes away. Morrison did well off hands. Got the hands away. O'Keefe eventually ends up with it. Long kick inside forward 50. No mark can be taken. There's a free kick for high contact. It's going Seville's way. Pretty not happy about it, and it will come to McMillan. Needs to kick this, to say the least. It is 29 points the difference at the moment. So Sean McMillan. So we saw in that second quarter, the way the breeze is going, it needs to be started on the left goal post and to draw it back with a win. So in comes McMillan. Oh, he started it. It might hold the line. It just sneaks home.
Brings out the bow and arrow, looks like.
Yeah. So McMillan gets Seville's second goal of the afternoon. It was very close to the post, but he just got it through. And the Blues get it back to 23 points the difference. So 2-7-19 to 6-6-42.
Yes, obviously pointed straightly to the Warburton Millgrove bench.
It's back in the middle now, and here we go. Trent Nolan, he's going to take this centre bounce. Very, very interesting to see this.
Lowe goes to defence. Ball's thrown up here. Nolan moving into the ruck and wins the tap two. Henry goes in and gets it, but he's tackled straight away. The umpire calls for the ball. And it was Nolan applying the tackling pressure, so he's made himself an impact as soon as he's gone into the centre bounce. Ball's thrown up here. Nolan versus Aldridge. Nolan again wins the tap and taps it again. Bailey Scarantino's underneath this. Can he get under his wraps? Yes, he can. Puts it out forward, and he finds a teammate there in Dickinson. Dickinson now puts looked like it was half a barrel, half a drop punt, but it's going to hit the out of bounds on the full post. And Farrow goes, lower your eyes. Was not happy there. So now they'll reset play. What are we, 21 and a half minutes into the third. So they look to bring it back into play. Ma assesses his options, waiting for his signal to go. Now he's told to play on, so he just bombs it long down the line. Aldridge parks himself underneath it. A couple fly, unable. No mark was taken though. As now they link up through Seville, have a chance to go back inside forward. Dickinson chases hard, can't quite get there. McHale looks to settle it, that he does. Gets a handball at the top to Henry, who's been busy, and he gives it back to McHale, and he goes wide. It's a neat looking kick. Out of trouble there for Warburton Millgrove. And they're telling each other, let's just settle here. We have the lead, the game's in our control. They go down the line. Nolan parks himself underneath net. Aldridge makes a good contest. Myers gets it on the rebound. Aldridge is saw behind the play. Myers links over a couple of handballs with a great chasing tackle there laid. Now they can keep moving. The chasing tackle there by Trent Elliott. Ball at the bottom of the pack. Aldridge is up now, but he looks a bit proppy, so that might be two ruckmen a bit sore, which could make it interesting. As the umpire looks to ball this one up, Aldridge makes his way over for and he wins the tap two, but down to Barr, but Barr's met with a strong tackle straight away there by Matthew Robertson. And the umpire wastes no time throwing this ball up. No one really got a tap there. Henry tried to run his way through, unable to, and it might go out of bounds on the full, this one.
Yep.
And it's gone out of bounds on the full, and it'll be Barr who'll take the free kick for Warburton Millgrove. He'll have a look around. Now he wastes no time, just brings a kick in short, finds Henry. Henry now has a look around. Went to go, then decided, no, I'll just pull the kick a bit shorter. Pretty nearly cut it off there, but doing it well and taking a nice mark.
Ben Good.
Was Ben Good. Now they go across here. Inside forward 50. Can they get one out the back here, Warburton Millgrove, to add to their tally? That they can. And a kick is on his way by Elliott, but it's gone across the face for a minor score. As Seville play on straight away. Two bounces. they'll get a link over handball. Has he ran too far? No, he hasn't. And they just want to keep moving here, Aiden.
Elides gets the handball away and he found Coshet. He goes across to Iacone. He looks long down the line. Oh, and the kick is errant. It swings out of bounds on the full. Stop the commentary van as well. Can you believe that? And Steph got the fright of her life here sitting next to me. She couldn't believe what just happened.
Tell us you're not watching the game without telling us.
So Jack Lee, the recipient of the free kick, the man closest to it. Anyway, Jack Lee, high up and under ball to half forward. Can someone take a mark? Westlake is there, but he can't take it. Oh, here we go. Nearly a chance for Brown. Just couldn't quite take it cleanly. Don't tell me that's Lockie Hewitt. He handballs back to Faruga. Faruga centres the ball. Looking for Elliott, but he couldn't quite find him. Barr's got plenty of room to work with, though. Does he beat the ball to the boundary line? He can't. And it'll be thrown back into play. So 24 and a half gone into this third quarter, and we expect it'll be a longer one because of the stoppage in play there with Iacone having to come off. So it's a boundary throw and inside forward 50 here for Warburton Millgrove. Low on the ruck this time. Up against, there we go, Michael Brown. In fact, it was for Warburton Millgrove. Barr takes Robinson in a tackle and we'll have another stoppage inside forward 50. So still 24 points adrift are Seville. They want to try and get another goal before three-quarter time. Kick to the top of the square. Humphrey just couldn't quite stick the mark. There still might be a chance at ground level, though. Westlake is lurking. Anyone's ball to be won at ground level. Huge numbers surround it, and eventually the umpire calls for it, and we'll have another stoppage in Warburton Millgrove's forward 50. So we wait for the umpire to throw it all off, and that he does. Lowe probably got the better of the tap there up against Brown, and now they might be away. Scortino gets the ball moving, looking for Nolan, but the kick missed him, and now Warby, they can reload. That kick, though, probably not the greatest. Scortino couldn't quite take the intercept mark. Here they go. O'Neill did brilliantly. Got the ball under his wing, got it moving forward. McMillan took it cleanly. Can he get rid of his man? Pretty. No, he can't. He's dropped the ball, and he's gone. Well done, Ben. Pretty good tackle, and he gets the ball moving to the outer side of the ground. Bernardo came in with a good spoil. Tracking it back is Roduggan to the boundary line, but the ball beats him, and it will be thrown back into play. 26 minutes now gone into this third quarter. So a boundary thrown on the outer side wing. Aldridge, this occasion up against Nolan, so still no sign of Degnai. No, Ruckman was able to win the tap. Slap forward here for Warburton Millgrove. Coming into win step was Myers. He found Scortino. He comes back into the middle. Dickinson eventually gets it under his control. Swings around onto the left. Good bit of vision to find Elides. Elides will go himself. Inside forward 50. Is the mark taken? Was there high contact? No, umpire having a call to go, and Seville can't believe it. Walker has a bounce, then has two. Goes long down the line. Looking for Humphrey, but it goes further to Elliott. But the bounce spun away from him. A bit of a Shane Warne leg spinner. That kick towards a boundary there, it's not going to go out, and Scortino might be able to get here first, and that he does. Finds Dickinson. Dickinson checks the kick, puts it up for Aloy, who takes the mark, and he can keep Seville moving.
So Aloy puts it inside forward 50. Farrow on the lead, just puts the mark down, but goes back again and taps it forward for his teammate. Roduggan is there, but he's laying a strong tackle by Pretty. Umpire blows his whistle and calls for the ball up. Aldridge going up against McMillan. Aldridge wins the tap down, and clearing the kick is Baker. Humphrey parks himself underneath it. Can he take a mark? No. And a tackle is laid straight away. Bailey Scortino grabs the ball and gets around one. Nearly got around two. Faruga chased him down and applied enough pressure for the turnovers. So now Warburton Millgrove, they're just not getting anything when they're going forward here, Seville, as they send it up. Nearly a turnover. Here is that man Faruga who applied that pressure for the turnover. That's centre half back. Faruga puts it on his boot, sends it to centre half forward. Westlake is there, just drops the mark there. Goes back in to try the tackle pressure, but he's done well to get it to Dickinson. Dickinson, Bernardo now. Has it. Now it comes short down the line. Will he cut off? Yes, it will. Ooh. Nearly a mark two by Baker. Will the umpire call deliberate? Yes, he will. Second for the game, Aiden. So now they'll bring the ball back in here. Seville for O'Neill. O'Neill wastes no time, puts it on his boot. Aloy goes back with the flight, but it's cut off there nicely by Gordon, coming the other way. So Gordon at half back. Puts it on his boot. Interesting looking. Didn't come off like he would have wanted. Bernardo parks himself underneath, but Westlake comes the other way and gets him high.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
25-metre penalty paid there.
Little ear bash there. I think
it's going to be a yellow card as well.
Yeah, he's going for it. There we go.
Liam Westlake's going to cop a yellow card for that. Bernardo will probably be within range now. He'll look to put a well-needed goal for Seville in their third for the day. We're nearly 29 minutes into this quarter. He really needs to convert this opportunity, Bernardo. Umpire's blowing the whistle. Oh, he's just writing the numbers down, I think. Not sure what's going on here, Aiden.
Yeah, he's got to get both players involved. So Westlake, of course, and then Bernardo as well. So just a quick stoppage, but...
So Bernardo will line up here. Won't have much time till the end of the quarter. And there is the siren. Did he play on? Interesting call. I don't know why the play on call wasn't paid, but... He'll line up now, Bernardo. Everyone parks himself on the line. Kick is on its way, and it's well across the face too. So that's three-quarter time now.
Possibly be out for the rest of the game. We don't know for sure, but we haven't seen him since very early days in that third quarter.
And he's recently come back for something too.
Yeah, final quarter is underway. Aldridge got a little tap from underground. Here is Tyson Henry. Gets the ball moving through the middle. Faruga with the overlap run. Gets it under his control. Takes an O'Keefe. Hands it away to Marr. Long kick into the pocket. Can a mark be taken? It can be, but it's Sonny Saniga back with a flight. Good start there for the Blues in defence. So Saniga looks to come to the broadcast side of the ground. He's got a lawyer as a long option, but he wants to go even longer. Looks for O'Keefe. Flies over his head. Lee tracks back. Oh, did well. Spun away from Benninger. Hell sent it inside forward 50. Long ball in the Humphrey. Oh! Elliott nearly took an unbelievable mark. He just couldn't quite take it down in the end. That would have been something from Trent Elliott. The Warby players weren't holding the ball. They're not going to get it. Oh, Elliott had the sit. Just couldn't quite take it down. So up it goes once again. Tapped out there by Brown. He's gone up in the ruck on this occasion. Bedgood is there. Did he get a hold? No, umpire calls him to go. Saniga with ball in hand once again. Hands it away to Myers. Now Scortino gets the ball moving up the line. Good kick, good bit of vision. And they can slow it down for the moment, the Blues.
They don't have time to slow it down, Aiden.
No, they don't. They need to get moving, but for some reason that's what they're doing. Kick goes up the line. They've turned it over. Henry can get the handball away. Slap back in Seville's direction, though. Baker picks it up. Gets away from Benninger. Goes backwards to go forwards. Here is Walker. Long kick down the line to about half forward. Humphrey is there, and he's on the end of this kick. And he can line them up from 35, maybe 40 metres out. And he kicked one from a similar spot in the second quarter. This to make it an even 5-goal margin. So Bailey Humphrey, 1 goal in the afternoon so far. Can he make it 2? It looks pretty good off the boot, just drifting across the face. Hewitt's down there, so 2 is sharp, but the intercept mark is taken. Nicely done by Lowe on the last line of defence. Chips it down the line, looking for a Loy, but Ben Pretty did brilliantly. Takes the intercept mark. He's got a short option, but he goes even longer instead. The kick probably not the great as it comes to ground level. Barr just slightly overran it. Anyone's ball to be won here. And eventually the umpire call comes in, and it will be a stoppage inside forward 50 for Warburton and Millgrove, who've got all the early territory so far. So up it goes once again. Low up against Brown. Low wins the tap, looking for Scortino. Eventually it was Jai who came away with it. It was Bailey the tap was directed for. But now they might go back inside forward 50 here. Baker takes on a couple, swings it around on the left boot. It's over the head of Myers. Here is Bailey Humphrey once again. Goes the handball for Brown. Just missed him, and I think the ball eventually finds its way over the boundary line. It does. And it will be thrown back into play. So Seville desperately need to get this ball out of there. It's just all Warburton and Millgrove at the moment. They really do not want to concede the first goal here. Low from the back wins the tap, looking for Broadway, who eventually gets the bounce of the ball to go his way, but a strong tackle laid there by Gordon, but he's been penalised for a push in the back. And now Broadway should be able to get Seville moving out of defence. He goes down the line with a kick looking for Dickinson, who couldn't stick the mark, and it works its way over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play.
So the Blues really need to find some momentum here. Obviously down to Ruckman. So Nolan to go up against Aldridge. The ball's thrown into play here, trying to get front position. Nolan does well to get the tap down there. Jai Scoratino looks to try and move the ball forward. It's going to be a high contact free kick. It's going to go the way of Warburton, Millgrove and Mart. Almost a 25-minute penalty being paid there. So look to move it forward now, playing on Mar. Has one bounce and sends it inside forward 50. Can Mart be taken low, tries to create pressure. Big hip and shoulder going down there. And a bit of push and shove being done as well behind play. It's going to be go through for a minor score.
Oh, no, out
of bounds on the full, matter of fact. And it's going to go across the face. They look to try and move the ball up here again with the subtle approach, Seville. So they bring it up on cross half back, but it could be turned over. Slight fumble there. So they can try and make something of this. Seville. They try and get the handball over to O'Keefe. O'Keefe now puts it inside, or to the top of the 50, and Walker's there. Slight fumble, which invites the pressure of Seville. How's the umpire going to see this? Taking a while to blow his whistle, but he's blown it now and says, I'll have it, boys, at centre half forward. So they can reset play here, Seville, and they really need to get a goal from this opportunity. Nolan flies high, then just thumps it forward inside the forward 50. McMillan chases after it. Hewitt's back to half back after getting 2 goals in the third. Now kick it over his body, and Nolan parks himself underneath and takes a mark at half forward. He's really trying to lift his team here, the skipper. Brings it across goals. And it's a nice kick, finding a teammate there in Coshet. Now he comes even wider. Finds Robertson. Robertson goes inside to Broadway. Broadway at half forward, about 45-50 from home. Has a couple of people calling for the ball, but now opts to just put it into the hot spot. Not a bad option. Can Amar be paid there? Could he get out the back? Aldridge kicks it up, handballs it into the behinds for a minor score. That's going to be a rush score to Seville, courtesy of Nelson Aldridge is rushed behind. And Walker will take the kick out from full back. So Walker will have to get the ball from over the fence. It's been probably one of Warby's better players today. Consistent performer in the back line. So Walker now gathers the ball, and now he'll have a look around for his option. Will probably play on and take his all full measure, and that he does. He has a bounce too. Has 2 bounces. Is there a third in him? No, he just puts it long down the line. Nolan's there again and takes a strong mark. He's really trying to lift his team as much as he can here. And Dace no time thumping him. It's not a great kick, and it's a turnover. So Warburton and Millgrove look to try and pounce off half back. That they do. They're wasting no time. Mar puts it on his boot. Can a mark be taken? No, it can't. Or as a matter of fact, yes, it can. It's a really nice mark taken there by Sharp, who puts it in to centre half forward. No mark can be taken low. Links up with Jai Scoratino, and he comes wide to Broadway. Broadway on the wing now, runs, puts it down the line, sees McMillan, and he takes a mark too. At half forward, they really need to find something. Farrow presents something, goes one direction, goes the other way, ignores that. McMillan puts it over his head into a better position. O'Keefe, no mark can be taken, but out the back, could there be a chase on here? Baker's going hard, as is O'Neill. They keep it in play. Farrow over the head. Parks himself underneath it. No mark can be taken. Some real contagious stuff here. Now they thump it out to centre half back. Could be a turnover. Nolan again nearly with a big strong mark. Thought there was a whistle there for a second, but there wasn't it. Now there is. It's going to be holding the ball. It's going to go the way of Seville. So they can have an opportunity. They really need, I keep saying this, but they really need to find something here. They're running out of time. It's only 7.5 minutes into the last, but they do trail by 23 points. So they're going to need to kick 4 goals without them responding. Here's a chance to kick the first of the 4.
So it looks like Bailey Scoratino with a chance here, Trent.
So Bailey Scoratino will line up to kick them and get them back in the match. Kick is on its way. Distance looks like it's not a problem, and it looks to be home. And that it is. 3 more goals and they will hit the lead. Bailey Scoratino starts the comeback.
Back to 17 points throughout 26 now. Seville to Warburton, Millgrove 6-7-43. And on this occasion, after Warby had a lot of territory, it's the Blues who eventually respond with a goal. So that's the start they would have needed. It's the start they definitely would have wanted. What have we got in store here at Woorialloc Recreation Reserve? There's still definitely time for the Blues. Up it goes once again as it's back in the middle. Aldridge just probably getting the better of the tap there up against Nolan. There's a free kick for high contact. This is going to go Warburton Millgrove's way. So Henry the recipient. Tyson Henry Swings around. Looks to kick it to about half forward. Brown presented an option. Taken by Barr. Just didn't quite... Oh, here we go. Barr's broken away. He gets to about 30 out. Kicks towards goal. Oh, and he's hit the post. Well, that would have really lit the crowd alight. The instant response there was on offer for Tom Barr, but he just couldn't quite convert in the end. So they get away with one, Seville. Back to an even 3-goal margin, though. Sanigan with the kicking duties on this occasion. Loads up on the right boot. Good-looking kick to McMillan just over his head, though, and Ben Pretty once again, whose intercept work has been very good today. Once again finds himself up the ground. Loads up on the right boot, sends him inside forward, 50. Ball swings around, no marker be taken there by Lowe. Comes back into the corridor. Scortino found Elides. Elides goes out wide. Here's Bernardo at half back. Assesses the options up ahead. There's not a whole lot to go to for the moment. Bernardo just goes long. Does it get to Roduggan? Yes, it does. So they're on the build here now, Seville. Roduggan assesses the options further afield. He's got Scortino inboard. He decides to handball over the top to Coshet. Coshet just chips it short. Here is Jai Scortino. He's away. Handballs back to McMillan, who's within range. Goes long towards goal. He's got it! It's back to 12 points. They've got the first 2 of the last quarter, Seville, and they are not done with yet. 4-8-32 to 6-8-44. McMillan's got his second.
So they're coming now.
They are not done with yet here, Trent. That's for sure. And Warby, they've got to get a response here because there's still so much time for the Blues.
They've been so good in defence all day, Warby.
Starting to leak now, so it's back in the middle once again. Nolan up against Aldridge. Oh, nearly a chance for Jai Scortino. He just couldn't quite take it away cleanly. So it looks like Jai Scortino's come up into the guts as well. Henry got the handball away to Baker just in time, who takes it under his wing, has a bounce onto the left boot. It's a wobbly ball that might still work out. Hewitt and Fruger there, but brilliantly done by Icone. He's away. They're on the counter-attack now, the Blues. The kick comes to Broadway. Oh, but it bounced over his head. Not a very fortuitous bounce for either side. Does Broadway keep the ball in play? No, he doesn't. It's a boundary throw-in. And Seville weren't happy about it. Very confused there. Roduggan thought he was a chance for a goal. The umpire paid a free kick for pushing the back. But after all that, it is a boundary throw in on the broadcast wing, or just forward to centre, in fact, for Seville. But they are building here, Trent. They've got plenty of life now, suddenly.
So the player's still confused. And the footy, without a footy bounce over the fence, what they got in there? I can't quite. I'm just trying to see where the footy is. Yeah, I thought it was. All the players don't know what's going on. They've left the footy about 20 minutes behind the maiden, and they're only just getting the footy from the other side now. I didn't know if that was just a footy that had gone over the fence, but no, it was the footy. Normally the number one thing you need is the footy.
I was wrong, Trent. It was a free kick to Warburton Millgrove.
So, as they re-gather the footy now, look to play, Dylan Broadway applies the pressure down the line. Nolan, again, he's really trying to lift this comeback. Couple of strong marks he's taken since coming into the ruck. Nolan tells Farrow to come at him, so he does and puts it in a good spot.
Oh.
Farrow unable to hold the mark, makes a good contest. Barr is chasing after it for Warburton and Millgrove. Did quite a little fumble. There's a whistle being blown for a trip. It's got to go the way of Seville.
Here we go.
Seville put it in there. And there's a kick. And it's going to find Myers. Can they reduce this to 6 points? Myers now puts it inside 450. Out the back. Farrow! Oh, it hasn't even gone over register for a score yet. They dive on the ball and they rush it over. Now, Aiden, if they paid deliberate for out of bound for behind, that was as deliberate as you get. But it was smart tactics.
No, you got to do it.
There was no other option to be done. So now they'll bring it back into play from McHale. Faruga presents, and he'll use Faruga. He's found himself a long way up the ground today.
Ooh.
And he'll use McHale again.
No, it's Lee, in fact.
Lee, sorry. And Lee will come across. Now they get a kick moving forward. Will this be turned over? Couple players go down behind play. Humphrey is there trying to apply some pressure. He goes in, puts his hand on the ball, but he's tackled straight away, and the umpire sees it going nowhere, so he'll blow his whistle and ball this one up. So the ball's thrown up now. Nolan v Aldridge. And Nolan again wins the tap. Myers, handball at the back. Kushkit now chasing after it. Faruga applies the tackling pressure. Myers in there again. Putting a pressure there as well with Sharp. It's going to be a free kick now. It was going to be a ball up. Now it's going to be a free kick on the way. A bar for Warburton Millgrove. Can they put themselves back inside forward 50 to extend this lead? Bar now puts it inside forward 50. Has Humphrey down there. Can a mark be taken? No, it's punched over the line, but stays in play. Lowe gets it underneath and then just chucks it on his boot, but he sends it straight back to Bar, who puts the mark down. Walker goes in and gets it. Grabs the ball, but slips over. Then fumbles it. Taps it to Bar. Bar's met in a strong tackle by Myers. And now we're going to stop play for a ball up. Intense moments in this game as Seville are closing in on Warburton Millgrove. The ball is thrown up now. Nolan again wins the tap. He's been dominating this ruck contest in the last quarter. Myers now. Handball over his head. Lee has it now. Moves it inside forward 50. Lowe's there. Drops the mark. Now they can try and get it out of here. Seville try, but Warburton Millgrove invite the pressure with their tackling pressure. Baker gets it on the boundary line. He's tackled. Now they look to try and calm this down. Seville in their hands of Elias.
It's Coshett who's got the ball now. He gets the ball moving and steadfast. He finds Scortino. So Scortino decides to get the ball moving to the outer side of the ground. He's done that pretty well to Sanigat. Comes back to Scortino. He takes on a couple. Got the handle away just in time. Here is Nolan through the middle of the ground. Long kick inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken? Roe Duggan nearly snapped for the one-hander. Do they keep the ball in play here, the Blues? Yes, they do. It comes back. Bernardo up and under ball to the top of the square. Can a mark be taken? No, it's fisted over to safety by Warburton Millgrove.
Lowe's,
10 points the difference.
Lowe's comes to the ground, accompanied by the trainer holding his finger as well, Aidan.
So not good news there for Seville. They're already down one ruckman. So Baker will Walker with the kicking duties. Bailey Scortino in fact comes back on. Jai's already out there. Walker again looks to the outer side of the ground. Just goes short with the kick. So suddenly you can see a few nerves creeping into Warburton Millgrove here. Had the momentum for most of the day, but Seville suddenly bringing all the intensity. So chip kick down the line. Morrison nearly forced the intercept. And the mark is paid here to Warburton Millgrove. So they just go long down the line to the Kookaburras. Morris presents and takes a good strong mark overhead. And he directs a couple of troops as well, does Dale Morris. Loads up on the left. Bit of a wobbly forward spinning ball. Oh, Nolan couldn't quite take the intercept mark on that occasion. Comes back to Elides. Gets the handball away just in time. Bernardo involved. Here is Bailey Scortino. He can send him inside forward 50. Pulls the kick slightly. O'Neill gets up and takes a very important mark. He gets the handball away. Morrison can send him inside forward 50. Aloy's there. Can someone take a mark? Can someone get one out the back? O'Keefe is down there as well. Roe Duggan. Is it holding the ball? And Warby rush it over once again. Or was the holding the ball paid? It was. So the Warby defence under siege at the moment. But they keep finding the answers. So Barr with the free kick. It's a 25-metre penalty as well, so a little bit of confusion once again. But Tom Barr brought forward. Hands it away to Walker, who had to get away from that man there, Roe Duggan. Eventually hands it off to Lee, up and under ball. No mark can be taken. Was there a push? No, umpire calls them to go. Barr's got ball in hand once again. Goes out wide with a handball, but a dumping tackle is laid. And now Seville can counter-attack. No, high contact. So Warby with another reprieve at half-back.
So Warby now at half-back can try and calm this down. So they gather it here and move the ball forward. Down to half-forward now. Aldridge at the back, unable to hold the mark. But Seville now have ball in hand. They move the ball forward. Tackle is laid and applying the pressure. And Warburton Millgrove now have ball in hand. They go for the dribble keep. It doesn't work. But now it's got out the back. Myers is there. Uses a teammate out the back. Now Koshkit now has ball in hand. Gets around that opponent and puts it down the wing. Aldridge now grabs the ball on the turnover and thumps it forward. And a nice mark taken there by what looks like Baker.
Yep.
He's played a good game today. Baker now puts it inside forward, 50, Marflies. Faruga's at the back, looking dangerous, but they try and get out of this Seville, but they run straight into a dead tackle. How's the umpire seeing this?
Yeah.
Hold the ball. Free kick going the way of Warburton and Millgrove to extend their lead back out to 16 points.
Yeah, I don't think that was necessary, Trent. It's like Bailey Humphrey with a free kick too. Not the man you want to leave it to. Lockie Hewitt was the other man too, so two of their more reliable set shot for goal with the gang tackle.
1 goal, 2 for Humphrey this afternoon.
We're into red time now as well, Trent. 19 minutes are gone.
So Humphrey to come in now, to put a stab in the wound, and he's done it. He extends the lead out to 16 points, and he gives it the old fist pump. Seville were coming, but Warburton and Millgrove have got the settler. Is this the goal that secures them a place in the grand final?
Just steadies the flow a bit, doesn't it, Trent? Because Seville had all the momentum. It's definitely against the grain, you feel like. But such a massive moment there for Warby Millgrove. Back out to 16 points as the ball comes back into the middle. What has Seville got from here? They still need 3 goals. They've probably got 6 or 7 minutes left.
Ball back in the middle. Nolan, who's been huge in this last quarter in the ruck, wins the tap down. Jai Scoratino gets underneath and puts it on his boot. Can it might be taken? No, it can't. They go in after it. Morrison gets a handle and McMillan. It just puts it on his boot and it's gone high, very high. Broadway uses as elevation and giving away a free kick to Warburton Millgrove. I'm assuming for not having eyes on the footy. And the free kick will go to the vice-captain, Lee. So Lee told now to play on. So he brings it wide, right in front of us in the commentary box. Ooh. Westlake flies high. O'Keefe gets it on the come down. Henry goes one way, goes the other. Now steadily puts it out in front of Humphrey. Humphrey does well, but also doing well is Sonny Saniga, who chased him down and forced the fumble, and it's gone over the boundary line for a boundary throw, and good stuff by Sonny Saniga there. So the ball to be thrown back in here. Aldridge and Nolan, as it's been for the majority of the last quarter. Thrown back into play here. Nolan again winning the fist pump at the back. Bernardo chases after it. He gathers the ball, then puts it on his boot. Sees something like McMillan is there, and that's a nice, strong, important mark by McMillan. Is that 25-metre penalties? Umpire says no. McMillan now. Broadway's going to come around the back, try and get a handball. Instead, he's going to give it to Myers, who comes the other way. Myers puts it inside forward 50. Can it might be taken? Farrow! No, just puts it down. Then goes back in and tries to get it, but he's tackled straight away. Deep inside the forward 50 is going to be a contest in the forward 50 of Seville.
Yep, there we go. So big moments. Farrow just unable to snaffle the mark. So it's a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Blues. They need to find something here. Aldridge just smashes it back the other way. It might work out too. Can Barr win the foot race? Up against Robinson. Barr gets the handball away just in time. Retreats back to Morris. Long kick down the line. No mark's going to be taken here. It's a half volley for Elliott. Comes towards the boundary line. It'll be thrown back into play. I don't know what's going on out there, Trent, but I reckon I've heard a football thump into our van about 6 or 7 times in this last quarter. Whoever's doing that, can you please stop? Anyway, boundary throw in. Up and under ball. Nolan with the front position in the ruck. He wins the tap. He just smashes it forward too.
Scary.
Handball comes away. Oh, no, but it couldn't be taken cleanly. In goes O'Neill for Seville. Just couldn't quite win the ball. Plenty of representation for both clubs at this contest. Scortino was there. Eventually, the umpire calls for it. We'll have a stoppage forward to centre for the Blues. What can they find it? There it is again.
I was going to say, there you go, Wayne. That's what they think of your comment.
Here we go. They'll go inside forward 50, the Blues. Kick not really for anyone in particular. Maybe O'Keefe, but he's not going to be able to get there before it trickles out of play once again. So a boundary throw in.
22 and a half minutes gone, Aiden.
Yep. Time starting to tick away for Seville.
What has the quarters been going like so far?
25-34, 24-04 and 29-25. But of course that 29-25 was with I can't and Edinby stretch it off. So what we're going off, probably 3 or 4 minutes left. Here we go, Seville. Long kick into the pocket. Farrow. Oh, he just couldn't snaffle it. Comes back the other way, and now Warburton and Millgrove are on the counter. Oh no, they've rushed it over. There we go. Once again, they're happy to just take it over. 4:11:35 now with Seville. The 5th rush behind of the afternoon for them. So Jack Lee with the kicking duties.
At the end of the day, they only have themselves to blame with this kicking. They've had the same amount of scoring shots. It's just Warburton and Millgrove who've been able to be more accurate in front of goal.
That's exactly right, Trent. So Lee looks to the outer side. Goes for a bit of a run and then loads up in that right boot. Looking for Aldridge. Westlake came in from the back. Icone, gets the handball away. Ma is in there, so too Henry. Nolan's got ball in hand for the Blues, but he's wrapped up straight away and will have a stoppage. Forward to centre for the Blues. Can they reload? So Nolan, who just feels like he's done everything in this last quarter, done everything to try and get his side back into the game. Here is Bernardo. Does he get the ball under his control? He sends him inside forward 50. Once again for Farrow. He can't take the mark. Does it stay in play? No. Once again, it'll be a boundary throw into the forward pocket for Seville. Where are the Crummers, Trent?
No, what are we saying, Aiden?
It's a job for Broadway or Morrison, maybe. Someone's just got to be ready to go. Maybe even a score teener to come in there and rove the tap. Here we go. Boundary throw in. Lowe's up in the ruck this time. He finds front position, but Aldridge is going to get it back from the back. Taps it away. Barr picked it up. Got a little soccer kick moving forward. Sonny Saniger gets a handball away, but he's turned it over. Beautifully done by Tom Marr. Kicks to the outer side of the Grand Tour 1-on-1. Westlake couldn't snaffle it. It was fisted away from him. Now when he wants ball to be won here at ground level, huge numbers around the balls. Humphrey lays a tackle, and once again the umpire calls for it. It's a stoppage on the outer side wing.
On the outside wing now, there's another footy, Aiden. 24 and a half minutes going last quarter. Aiden is getting very, very grumpy here in the box. He's getting very, very grumpy as the ball goes to the other side. We'll have to go show him, Aiden. As the ball trickles over now. Over the boundary throw in. All Aiden needs is those sunnies on now, and then he'd be all about it.
I don't think I'll be able to see you with the cloud cover at the moment, but anyway.
Going to be a free kick, matter of fact, going the way of Bailey Scortino, who needs to get this ball moving very quickly. Bailey Scortino now is going to back himself in for a set shot by the looks of it and just puts it up and under. Geez, the distance might even carry down there, but going to be touched over the line. That's their 6th touched or rushed behind for the afternoon. So now they'll look to bring it back in through Lee. Lee now just doesn't want to rush it. Knows how the state of the game at the moment. So Lee just puts it down the line. No, a big contest happening there. No one can take the mark, but they're trying to get it out of here. Dribble across the body. It's bounced over the head of Broadway, and Barr gets it. Gets out of that tackle. Slips over, but still manages to get the handball. But there's the siren at the end of the game. And Warburton and Millgrove have booked their spot in a grand final. They will meet Hillsville next week.
What a game of football, Trent. What a performance from Warburton and Millgrove. And they'd beaten Seville both times this season coming into this game. They would have been quietly confident. And a brilliant result for the Kookaburras. They are through to the grand final next week against Hillsville. A brilliant preliminary final performance. They led the game all day.